Hey everyone, it's Joni Hollifield from Leading for Longevity. Welcome to the 7 Secret Weapons of Leadership. This is becoming an effective leader. The purpose of this webinar really is to equip you with actionable weapons that will help you become a better, more effective leader, starting with the fundamentals. So, regardless of where you are in your leadership journey, my hope is that you'll leave this webinar with actionable practices that will help you advance. Now, I don't want to spend a lot of time on the fluff, right? I'm more interested in getting right into the things that are going to benefit you the most and making sure that you get the most value for your time. So let's run down the agenda so that you can understand exactly what the format is and what are some of the things that we're going to talk about during this webinar. I'm going to do a quick introduction. You guys want to know who you're talking to, right? You want to know whose voice you're listening to. So I'm going to do a quick introduction. We're going to define leadership. We're going to talk about what leadership is versus what leadership is not. We're also going to do an inventory check. We're going to talk about the characteristics of a leader. So definitely make sure that you have a pen, pad, something to take notes on, something to write with, because this is going to be important. We're going to talk about bosses versus leaders. Definitely, this makes for a heated conversation in the leadership world. We're going to talk about some key differences between a boss versus a leader, and you'll be able to identify the differences between the two. Growing with Alpha L. So it wouldn't be right if I didn't let you guys know all the great and wonderful things that we're doing here at Alpha L, Leading for Longevity, to help people just like you become better, more effective leaders. And then that's when we hit you. The 7 secret leadership weapons, powerful action steps that you'll be able to take right now in order to become a better leader. All right, so who am I? I'm Joni Hollifield. I come to you with over 15 years of leadership experience in corporate America. I've held various leadership positions, and fortunately, I was able to gain extreme success in all of my past leadership roles. One of the things that you may not know about me is that most of my leadership skills and ability came through self-education. That's right. So the same thing that you're doing right now, making an investment in yourself, self-investment, self-teaching, self-education, self-development, that was the same route that I took myself in order to build up my leadership brand, my leadership credibility, and my leadership skills and abilities. So if you don't have any type of formal leadership education, training, or knowledge, don't worry. Everything that I'm going to share with you during this webinar requires really only one thing, and that is that you're committed enough to actually take action. So currently I'm working as a full-time entrepreneur, and this is what I do. I help people. I help people achieve their goals in leadership as well as in life. I'm also running a nonprofit organization here in Baltimore called Heart Smiles. In my organization, what we do is we help young people realize their passion. We help them discover their talents and their skills, and then we show them how to build businesses around that. So we're here in Baltimore creating young entrepreneurs. How cool is that? Out of all the things to know about me, the most important thing to know is that I'm passionate about helping other people. So whether I'm working with my kids or I'm working with my adults, it's all about helping people. That's what I live for. That's what keeps me going. That's what I'm passionate about. So I've listed the link to the website right under the picture on this slide. So if you haven't already, please head over to the website and subscribe. Subscribe today. Subscribe right now. I give away a lot of free tools, free advice, free job aids, and just leadership tools that you'll be able to use in your everyday life as a leader. So you don't want to miss out on any of those. And as always, if you're on any of the social media sites, feel free to head on over and follow me and check me out. All right, so right into it, defining leadership. So first, let's talk about what leadership is not. Leadership is not a title. No title has ever made anyone a leader. Titles just can't do that. Most people, the people who report to you, they'll respect the title. If you've just received a promotion, or maybe that person was just hired on and you have the title of a supervisor or a manager, they'll respect the title. They may even complete different tasks or duties simply because someone holds the title. But even still, your title will never make you a leader. What else is leadership not? Leadership is not a social or economic status. It really doesn't matter how much money you have or how much money you don't have. It doesn't matter what position in society you've claimed, where you are in terms of social or economic status. None of that can make you a leader. Now, certainly you can gain exposure as a result of these things and potentially attract people who may want to follow you. But just standing alone, neither of these will make you a leader. A destination. Leadership is not a destination. You can't just reach a place of leadership. It's not somewhere that you go. Leadership is more like an ongoing journey of learning, constant growth, and development. So what is leadership? Leadership is having genuine influence over others. This means having people who are willing to follow you, not because of your title, not because of fear, not because of intimidation, but because something about you resonates with them. They trust you, they believe in you, and they'll take action and they'll follow your lead. Leadership is helping others grow in their personal and professional lives. As leaders, people are going to open up to you. They'll share with you things about their professional life as well as with their personal life. And sometimes it doesn't even relate to the job. But as a leader, you have to be sure that you give your people the proper care in those situations so that they don't leave feeling like just a number. Both personally and professionally, we have to provide direction, be that listening ear, and do what we can to help others follow their dreams, to help others move closer towards their goals in life. Putting others before yourself. Leadership is being able to place the needs of others before your own. Now, this doesn't mean that you just neglect your own needs or that you don't take care of yourself. No, we certainly don't want to be in that type of situation. But what it means is, it means that you have the heart to ensure that your followers are looked at and handled as priorities, and that you understand that in some cases, what we need, it may have to wait. It may have to take a back seat until we've addressed the needs of our followers. Character of a leader. Character traits of highly effective leaders. Now, this is where I'm really going to need you to take a lot of notes, because this is going to challenge you to do that inventory check. This is where you look in the mirror and you honestly ask yourself, are these character traits that I possess? Are these traits that I act on and that I live in and that my behaviors are based off of on a daily basis? Don't worry if you are missing some or if you don't have any from the list. Don't worry about it. The first thing is recognizing. The first thing is recognizing and then understanding. And then once you have an understanding, then you can grow to develop those traits. So let's go through. Firm integrity. Leaders are grounded by their principles, their morals, values, and this makes their integrity unbreakable. These principles, morals, and values guide their decisions and are the backbone of their leadership brand. a high sense of personal accountability. Leaders never ever play the blame game. They take responsibility for things that happen within their area of management. Leaders keep their promises, and you can count on them to do what it is that they say that they're going to do. Wants to see others grow, wants to see success in others. Leaders thrive off the growth of others. Leaders understand that helping others grow and helping others reach their next level of success, that we grow as well in that process. We have a genuine interest in helping others realize their dreams and work towards reaching their potential. Passion. Leaders are passionate. They're passionate about the things that are important to them, and that passion is felt throughout the organization. They're able to generate excitement in others and are able to transmit that positive energy, that inspirational energy. Confident. Leaders are not fearful or intimidated by the greatness of others. Leaders are confident in their abilities and recognize and accept their areas of weaknesses. Leaders know their worth and understand the value they bring. They don't depend on the demise of others to highlight their value. Transparent. Leaders keep it real with you. Leaders don't hide behind complex guidelines or superficial authorities such as the infamous they. And you guys know what I mean when I say they. You know, when something is changing or something didn't go right or, something just went wrong, the leader or the manager will say, well, they said, or they did this, or if they want that, without ever really explaining who they is. Leaders don't do that. Leaders explain the who, what, where, when, why, and how. They break down those complex situations. They break them down to manageable situations so that people can understand and actually make sense of those things. Courage. Leaders do the right thing even when it's the hard thing. Leaders aren't afraid to speak up, and leaders do not run from difficult situations or issues. In fact, leaders embrace those difficult situations and they show others how to fight through those tough encounters. Focus. Leaders have an incredible focus. They're able to take big picture ideas and break them down into bite-sized goals so that others are able to lock in and focus. Leaders have the ability to see things from several different perspectives so that they can help others focus on what's important. And this is my favorite one: humility. Now, please don't confuse this one with being shy or timid. No, leaders are extremely humble. Leaders are not arrogant. They don't carry their ego. They know when it's appropriate to be gentle. They are not self-serving, and they understand why it's so very important to show appreciation for even the smallest of things. Boss versus leader. Traits and behaviors that make bosses different from leaders. So we're going to settle this right here in this webinar, the key differences between a boss and a leader. Let's start with these bosses. Bosses only care about their own development and advancement. Leaders care more about developing others and helping others advance. You see, bosses are very self-serving. They're always looking for that next promotion, salary increase, or to take credit for anything that could be seen as a win simply because they want the spotlight and attention. Bosses are never interested in seeing anyone else advance. They just simply want to be your boss forever. Bosses are threatened by the growth of others, while leaders intentionally invest in the growth of others. You see, bosses are very insecure in their role, and they take on the mentality that they have to know everything, they have to do everything, and they have to take credit for everything so that people won't look smarter than them or more knowledgeable than them. A boss wants to keep their people in their shadow, never giving them a chance to really shine or build on their own. Bosses use fear and intimidation as a way to keep people in line, while leaders, on the other hand, lead by example, give respect, and help people to understand the rules, guidelines, as well as the consequences. Bosses think that fear equates to respect, and they want everyone to be afraid of them and to be afraid of losing their job. Bosses aren't interested in your thoughts or your ideas. They manage straight from the book. If it's not in the handbook, bosses aren't making an exception. Leaders, though, leaders encourage their followers to be fearless, to be brave, to be unmoved by adversity and obstacles. Leaders want their people to always have their self-respect and dignity intact, even when they have to have those hard conversations. Bosses don't follow up, and they have very little interest in participating in something that is not beneficial to him or her. While leaders, they make it a priority to follow up and to keep their promises. Leaders do what they say they're going to do. If it doesn't benefit them in some way, bosses don't care about it. They avoid follow-up, dodge tough questions, and see no value in being part of something that doesn't help them achieve their goals. While leaders stand by their word. They take pride in seeing situations through to the end. They don't wait for tough situations to come to them. They jump right into the fire with no fear, ready to tackle and conquer, adjusting as needed. So there you have it. Those are some of the main key differences between a boss versus a leader. Now, there are plenty more. There are a whole lot more, in fact. So hopefully you guys added me on social media and you subscribe to the website. If so, please shoot me a message with some things that you have to add on to this list. I really am interested and curious to know what are some of your thoughts in regards to a boss versus a leader. And especially if you have some specific examples, I mean, like right now, if you're working with one of those bosses that we talked about, or if you're working with one of the leaders that we talked about, tell me about that person. We may feature that story on our website, or I may post it on social media. So definitely get in touch with me, and I'm interested, very interested in keeping this conversation going with you guys on the boss versus leader. So now, growing with Alpha L. It would not be right if I didn't talk to you guys about all the wonderful and great things that we're doing here at Leading for Longevity to help people just like you reach and achieve their goals, especially when it comes to leadership. So here's some of the things that our personalized leadership coaching is going to help you do. It's going to help you grow and develop your leadership skills using all of your current resources. That's right. You don't have to purchase anything additional. We don't require that you do a whole lot of running around and a whole lot of this and that. We use the resources that you have available to you in order to help you grow and develop those leadership skills. We teach you how to think, act, respond, and communicate like a leader. So regardless where you are in that journey, we help you to get better in terms of that. Create and follow through on meaningful goals to move you forward personally and professionally. So what we do is we first sit down and we lock in the vision. And then once we lock in the vision, we create those meaningful goals to help you get closer to that vision. This is definitely a collaborative effort. Create a bigger impact in the lives of others. That's why we're leaders, right? That's why we choose this lifestyle of leadership, so that we can help others. We show you how to create a bigger impact. We help you to really step into your potential, step into your greatness so that you can have that bigger impact on the lives of others. Get promoted into a leadership position or become more effective in your current leadership role. We all want to grow, right? Nothing makes me happier than to get that email or that text message from a client saying that they got the promotion, that they were able to get that leadership position. That makes it all worth it. And I also love to hear from my current leaders who share their stories on how they're able to be more effective, on how they were able to change the culture, to change mindsets within their organization. All that is good stuff, and that's the stuff that I live for. And that's what we help you do here at Alpha L. Our personalized leadership coaching, really, we meet you where you are. We construct an individual plan that is geared towards helping you achieve even your most challenging goals. We take a lot of pride in seeing our clients grow and advance. Our consultations are available 7 days a week at any time, and we work around your schedule. So I encourage you to check us out and see how we can help you advance within your leadership career. The leadership coaching services, all service packages are personalized and custom fit to meet your needs. So here are the packages. Individual leadership, we have bronze, silver, and gold leader. We have online leadership group sessions. We offer online leadership training videos. We offer the Alpha L Leadership Club monthly subscription. And then we have the full day team leadership trainings. So all of the pricing and details, all that stuff can be found on the website. Please check it out. Again, everything is custom fit to fit the needs of your organization or the individual. So here we are. Here's what we came here for. The 7 secret leadership weapons. So before we get into the actual weapons, let's talk about what you'll need in order to use these secret leadership weapons. That's right. You're going to need some things because these weapons are actionable behaviors. If you don't put the work behind them, then you won't be able to achieve the result that you're looking for. This webinar really would have done you no good if all you came to do was just to listen to me talk. The real work is about to begin. So I'm going to need for you to find a way to put all 7 of these weapons into action at your current workplace or business organization. If you have trouble executing on any of them, hey, call me, email me. We'll walk through it. But each of these action steps are suitable for any workplace and will help you to grow and develop yourself into a more effective leader. So what do you need in order to execute? The first thing you need is an open mind. You have to be open to change. You have to be open to doing things differently, to growing your perspective. You absolutely have to have a solid commitment towards change. Change is not easy. In fact, change is hard. Change is really hard, especially when you're used to doing something for years on end. Change doesn't happen overnight. But you know what can happen overnight? Your commitment to change. That can happen right now if you really want it. A true desire to improve your leadership brand and abilities. You have to want it. It's not enough for me to want it for you. You have to actually want it for yourself. A lot of heart. You're going to need a whole lot of heart in order to step outside of where you are and to really put these behaviors into action as best you can to get the result that we're looking for, which is to grow you as a better, more effective leader. Number 1, become a resource. People need to see you as a resource. They need to understand and know what your value is. And I don't mean just by talking, I mean through demonstration. Show people what you know in a helpful, non-threatening way and invite them in to learn and use you as a resource when needed. You want to be that go-to person in your organization. Even if it's only in your area of expertise, you want people to be able to benefit from what you can offer. Stop complaining and start resolving. If you're the negative Norman or negative Nancy in your organization, stop it today. Leaders don't complain. We express our thoughts, and then we spend the majority of our time working on the solution. Regardless of how difficult the situation may seem, make a decision. Either it's something that you can solve for or something that you'll have to move on from. Your energy cannot be wasted on things that you cannot change. Number 3, change the way you view communication. Most people view one-on-one communication as two people talking, when actually one-on-one communication is one person talking and one person listening. Think about the way you communicate with others. Are you listening just to respond, or are you listening to understand? Leaders do more listening than talking because they want to understand their followers. And when they speak, they're speaking to uplift, to speak life over a person, to speak life into their situation. They speak so that others might learn and grow from their words. Leaders listen to understand and speak to teach. Number 4, offer to take on management duties, especially if you're looking to get promoted within your current organization. But even if that's not the case, get familiar with the different responsibilities and other tasks that leaders have to manage. Anything people-oriented should be your priority. Examples of that would be leading a team meeting, leading a team huddle, handling difficult customer situations, being the first to learn about a new process or program, and then training everyone else. Anything that has something to do with interacting with people should be your priorities as far as the management duties are concerned. But certainly, it is okay to take on those other responsibilities that are non-people related, but have an effect in the organization. And those things would include scheduling and whatever type of admin situation you have within the organization. Number 5, become a mentor. This is by far the most important because it will put you in a position to be a leader to your mentee. It'll put you in a position to share your talents, to share your gifts with someone so that they can grow and develop as a result of your mentoring. Leadership is sometimes mentoring, especially in smaller organizations and in smaller team situations. People will recognize your value right away, and others will want to benefit from it. This is a sure way for you to gain loyal followers. Number 6, become a change agent. So there are 5 steps to accepting change. You have denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and then acceptance. A change agent is able to move through those stages at the speed of light and roll right into acceptance. They then begin to help others move through each stage while caring for their individual needs. This is not to say that change is easy, because again, we've already discussed that change is not easy. But for us to be seen in a leadership role, we have to be able to handle change efficiently and effectively. Essentially, we have to make change easy for ourselves because others are depending on us to help them through the process. And as a leader, You're going to be walking people through that change at different stages. You may have some person that spends a little more time in the denial part and another person that spends a little more time in the bargaining part before they actually reach the point of acceptance. But as leaders, we have to really get right to the acceptance piece and then help our followers move through. So become a change agent. If there's opportunity in your organization right now for you to assist the manager or the leader in communicating something that's about to change or something that's going to be different, see what part you can play in that communication piece. And even if you can't play a part in the actual communication piece, commit yourself to helping others accept that change, to helping others cope and strategize so that they can be successful even after the change. And number 7, introduce yourself and your gift. Let people know what you can offer early. Whenever you introduce yourself, also let people know how you can benefit them and bring value to their life or organization. Now, this is not a sales pitch. You should not be trying to sell yourself. Rather, genuinely offer your services and assistance as needed. People will appreciate you, and you'll be able to build solid, productive relationships as a result of that. The hard part starts now. None of your goals, none of your dreams, none of your aspirations have a fighting chance if you don't put any action behind them. Nothing that we talked about was earth-shattering news. All of these were fundamental things that most people look over and then wonder why they haven't been able to reach their goals. I challenge you to make a choice today. Choose to invest in yourself. Choose to invest in your future. Choose to take action. I'm here at Alpha L if you need anything, any guidance, and I hope that this has been a good use of your time, and I hope that you found value. And I also hope that you'll be able to join me for future presentations. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Please connect with me on social media. Again, I have my website there. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I would love for you to get the free goodies that I give out. And there's my direct contact right underneath for the picture there. So please take a screenshot or take a picture of this slide. Keep that handy. Thank you so very much, and best of luck in your leadership journey.